Well, hello, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to connect with you as well. So, Steve, we had a great meeting on Tuesday. Tell us a bit about it.
We really did. I'm so excited about San Diego Tech Hub, and I think this meeting for me was such a powerful experience because there was so much great energy in the room. We had over 200 people attend the meeting, and
Wow.
we had it was just incredible. The quality of conversations, people trying to help each other, people who are there to learn, people who are there to network. It was so energizing, and there was such a great vibe in the room from just the networking part of the meeting and the VR experience. There were people there with VR headsets on walking around. Some of them had
Nice.
never seen VR or experienced it, and they were like, imagine a kid at Christmas morning, just eyes wide open, trying out a VR experience. The nonprofits were there. I was so happy to have Outdoor Outreach there as well, a group that I'm involved with as well, just to present what they do. And the keynote experience was different. It was a different format for San Diego Tech Hub. So we had Audie present on interpersonal skills. And so it's great. We continue to evolve as an organization and provide unique and new content. But Martin, what really stuck with me was the energy level just keeps going up and up with each meeting.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I might mention that we actually did an interview with Ann Sawyer from Outdoor Outreach,
Yeah.
and that's available as a podcast episode. She did a great job of representing the organization and just showing so much energy and enthusiasm for what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Now, I want to talk to you a bit about what's coming up here in 2020, the plans for speakers and meetings. But before we do that, I'd like to learn a little bit more about you. How did you get involved? And what's your background?
Oh, my background. Well, I was born and raised in Chicago, so I'm a Midwesterner, and I moved to San Diego in 1994. And my career started in technology. Of all things, I was an IT person. So I worked in IT for most of my career over the last 20 plus years. And my background, my education is in computer science. My passion years ago was in ERP, enterprise resource planning, networking, technology. And I worked at different companies, specifically biotech and life science, and now medical device, really helping companies find the value in technology applied to the human experience, creating efficiencies, working with different business processes, and really involved in talking to users of technology and understanding what they wanted to achieve and how technology could help them get there. And so I'm really passionate about that. I worked for a few years in Europe, living in Italy, of all places, and applying global technology in another country and working on global projects. And about 7 years ago, pivoted from IT technology, moving into product development. So I'm really passionate now, you know how all of our careers evolve over time, in going from strictly IT infrastructure, internal technology, to really looking at user design, mobile applications. Most of our development team builds iOS or Android applications, and really understanding how to impact patients' lives through the use of technology in the medical device world where I work now.
It's like a whole new career.
Yeah, it is. I feel so lucky to really understand the intricacies of internal tech and then be able to apply it to really software development, engineering, usability. And it's so exciting, such a great world and such a great time to be working in that world right now.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Now, how did you get involved with the San Diego Tech Hub?
Well, like many of our conduits, I showed up one night. I had heard about San Diego Tech Hub through some of my friends, like many of our conduits from the meeting this week, and went to an event. And it was like I was overwhelmed when I walked in. I couldn't believe what I was seeing because it was so different. Over 26 years, I've been to every event you can imagine in technology in San Diego, Southern California, and so many of them are very similar in what they present, what they do. Many of these events that I've experienced are about you. You're there and you're learning and you're growing and it's all about you. Here at San Diego Tech Hub, where I'm having this experience where it's about sharing our knowledge, acting as conduits with Claude's vision, and really creating value for each other. And when I showed up at the San Diego Tech Hub, the first meeting, I found myself sharing and listening and learning and exchanging ideas with such a vast array of different people from all around San Diego, and so passionate about what they do and how they can contribute, and asking, how can I help in this community? So that was my first impression of Tech Hub.
Awesome. And so you've gone on to not only just attend meetings, but actually start to organize them.
Yeah. It's a great example of what anyone can do at San Diego Tech Hub. You show up with a passion, with a desire to contribute and help, and you can participate actively, or you can just attend the meetings and learn and exchange and share your ideas. So I was fortunate to step in and offer some of the things that I've done in the past with different volunteer organizations, to really step into a position where I wanted to help and become part of the organization. And the leadership team at the Tech Hub asked for my assistance in programs and events. And I'm super excited to be actively participating now, not only in finding new speakers and working with the events team. So we have 3 people working with us, Annalisa, Lisa, and Ava, who actively work with me. We have a little team of 4 in finding speakers, talking to them, setting up for the different events, and they themselves just showed up as conduits and became active members of the community.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm seeing a similar thing happening with the podcast. So there's people are starting to get involved with the podcast and act as, if you will, co-hosts and correspondents and things like that. It's just exciting to see things evolve.
Yeah, definitely.
So with the programs, you've got some great programs that you've put together. What are the plans coming up?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think, I give a lot of credit to the amazing work that Claude did in 2019. Him and the leadership team developed such a great array of speakers and set the bar so high. So as we're coming into 2020, Claude took a lot of feedback from the community and said, how can we make these meetings just as impactful, but change the format month to month? Let's not do the same thing every time. So we came up with the idea of having a keynote every few months. And this week we had our first keynote where it's one speaker on one topic. In March, we have actually the title of the event will be Getting Out of Your Comfort Zone. So we have 3 great speakers, similar to last year's model, where we have 3 different engaging experiences. One is full of fun. It's more of a play session. It's about getting uncomfortable and speaking up and a little bit of comedy. And our other 2 speakers, phenomenal individuals who have really challenged themselves and help others grow. And I think by having an event similar to last year's model for March, brings us back to our roots, gets us re-engaged with what we've done in terms of the presentation style, but new content, new speakers. And then as we move into April, we'll see a panel where we actually have 4 people on stage, 1 room, similar to the keynote, and then someone driving the panel discussion, and a lot more Q&A, an entrepreneurial dive, more soft skills throughout the year. And every month we'll have a different discussion type with different speakers, with really a focus and emphasis. And again, this is community feedback on the interpersonal skills we need, the technical skills we need. How do we deal with job interviews and be successful at dissecting how those have changed and how we can become better at them when we're out interviewing for positions or hiring candidates. And also there's a session later this year on our emotional IQ. We have a great speaker, Craig Weber, coming in. He wrote a book called Conversational Capacity, and he has very practical, very easy to understand, very easy to use skills on improving our conversational abilities every day. And I found his book so incredibly powerful and so easy. And he's a fun, engaging speaker who just gives you very practical tips, both through his writing and through his workshops, that are so helpful and useful in everyday life. So that's kind of a snippet of what's coming and how we broke it up.
Oh man, it sounds like we got some really exciting things coming up. This is marvelous, and I'm looking forward to these future events. They sound like so much fun.
Yeah. And again, I give Claude a lot of credit for creating an environment that people are so excited about And again, we're just trying to keep the bar as high as he set it in creating the 2020 events. And we're still learning as we evolve as the Tech Hub and evolve as program and event teams. The types of speakers that our audience wants, the types of information they want to receive, the way we deliver that information. It's all an evolving process. We're all learning. But what I love about Tech Hub is that people are willing to give feedback. People want to be actively involved and engaged. So we can move on that feedback and act on it quickly.
Now, Steve, if somebody wants to reach out to you with an idea or a suggestion or some feedback, what's the best way to get in contact?
Yeah, there's two ways. Off the website, SanDiegoTechHub.com, there's a way to submit ideas and feedback, and that goes right to the pool of folks online, and that's a great way to do it. Also, anyone's welcome to email me as well directly. I do get speakers that message me directly, and I'm sure we can put it on the podcast summary, but my email address, steveromeo@icloud.com. That's a great way to reach me directly. And then we have a whole system, an intake process, where we move the speakers to a conversation point within our little meeting and events group. And then we dialogue and we provide feedback. And I typically respond within a week to anyone that messages me with an interest on how we can place them in and really look at and vet out the conversation topic linked to the event type that we have for this year.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for your service to the Tech Hub and to the community. And it's been great talking to you.
Thank you, Martin. Great talking to you as well. And I'm really excited for our March event. We'll see you soon.
Excellent. We'll see you there.